All right, that should be working. Yeah, I think we're probably good to get started. Is anybody else in the waiting room? Nick? No, I don't think so.
Nope, I turned off the waiting room so everybody can just come right in.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. We really appreciate you taking the time. It won't be more than an hour. There's updates, but there's also just a lot of stuff that stayed the same. Thankfully, we're happy to have just some consistency in another crazy year. I'm hoping that 2022 continues the trend of nothing earth-shatteringly different for things here at Sweet Cheeks. And we will start the presentation here, and Nick's going to share his screen and take it away with getting us started.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Nick. You've probably gotten emails and everything from me. I'm the Director of Program and Operations here. And we're going to get started here. We really appreciate you being here. We really literally can't do what we do without you. And we're super grateful for you and appreciate you making the time today. We're going to start off. I'll give you a little overview of what we're planning to do today. A little recap, some program updates. Then a lot of it's asking or letting you know what our expectations are of partners and how we can make those things easier for you. We've made some changes recently to try to streamline things, make things easier for you to find, things like that. So we'll go through that, some procedure updates, as well as some forms and survey things that have been updated. We want to clarify some of that stuff for you. And then looking forward to the future. And then at the end, we'll have a Q&A. So feel free to put questions in the chat whenever you'd like. And then we'll also have time to ask stuff out loud toward the end. So let's go into it. So starting out, this is our recap video for the year, sort of sharing some of our, what we've been doing this year. Let's go ahead and watch that. So that'll give you a little glimpse of what we've been up to and what we've been able to accomplish with all of you. So all of those products that have gone out, that's through you. So thank you so much. A lot of those numbers, actually, a couple of these are off, I just noticed. But some of those numbers were in this video as well, but a bit of a by the numbers recap. Again, this year, over 2 million diapers were distributed, over 3,500 hours of volunteers, close to 500,000 diapers donated from the community. Tons of period supply donations, including a huge donation that we just got in that I haven't even had a chance to count yet. So we're well stocked with that. So it's been pretty exciting. So we're going to give you a glimpse of that, and we'll go ahead and update you now on our current staff, just so you recognize faces if you come by.
Yes, one of the most unexpected things in 2 years of unexpected is all of our staff changes for so many different reasons, as people have kind of figured out what they want to do and where they want to land. So obviously you all know Nick, you hear from him the most. He joined us last summer and has done an incredible job of continuing the new things that Kara put in place and then taking all of it to the next level. If you haven't been in our warehouse before, feel free to come, set up a time to come see it, but it is a well-oiled machine right now, thanks to Nick, and things are organized. And yeah, if you haven't been, I know a lot of you have been here, or at least you've been inside the doorway if you're the one that does pickups as well. But if you ever want to come see our space, we'd love to meet you and have you out. Morgan is our community engagement coordinator. If you've come to volunteer with us, you've definitely met her. She's been with us since March of 2020, which was a fantastic time to join a team and be leading community outreach and volunteers just when everybody disappeared. Me, obviously been here from the start. Abby is our support coordinator. She joined us last January, so she's almost been here a year. She fills in a lot of gaps. She helps us coordinate diaper drives in the community. So some of you have probably worked with her when you've done diaper drives to help support us. And then our newest staff member joined us in the beginning of November, Ann Lucky, as our development director. Our former development director was Ann Locke. So some of you probably talked with Ann Locke. There's now a new Ann. I'm sorry, I couldn't even get a different last initial to help you to figure out who is who, but we're really excited. We'll show you goals kind of for this year for us at the end. And I think with Ann Lucky's experience and expertise that we're going to be able to accomplish some pretty cool things this year. The 2021 recap, I intentionally kept it the exact same slide as next year. It's still been an unprecedented year. We're really grateful for the consistency of having all of you and your flexibility. We, improved and streamlined a whole lot of things in 2021, and we're just grateful that you all helped us figure it out and gave us lots of great feedback to make it even better. We still need the same type of support, and diaper drives have gone up a lot this year, and now having Abby to really a dedicated person to help amplify those and make them super successful has been huge. We love our volunteers. Thankfully, everyone is still able to come in, and we're not getting a lot of cancellations yet on volunteer groups, and I know the volunteer hours for partner agency commitments have been extended a little bit later into this year as well. And everything you all do to help increase awareness of us in the community, there's still so many people, I would say the majority of people, who don't know that basic hygiene items aren't covered by government assistance. So they don't even realize that we exist or that there would be a need for us to exist. So when you share about us, talk about us, wear our swag, all that good stuff, it's so important, and we really appreciate it. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but writing us into grant applications as an incentive for your clients is also huge. And just another thank you for hanging in there and being such great partners. We love working with each of you. Now, last year we had updates for each program, and Fly & Dry, Sweet Cheeks, and Tidal Babe. There's nothing earth-shatteringly new with Sweet Cheeks or with Tidal Babe. So the main updates this year are with Fly & Dry, and I am so excited to tell you that potty training toolkits are coming back this year. Thanks to the Elsa Stool Foundation, they are really investing in us being able to get this launched again. The toolkit outside of the pull-ups will be essentially the same as they previously were. And what will happen is each child will get one toolkit, and it will include 75 regular pull-ups and 25 good night overnight type pull-ups. And that'll be like a one-time thing. And then it's basically a graduation out of our program. So we're excited about that. We're hoping it'll also be a little simpler with not having to track kids getting pull-ups for 6 months, but we know this is a really critical resource for families. And it was one of the most painful decisions we've ever had to make to stop doing pull-ups at the end of 2020 because of the cost, and the toolkits as well because of the cost. So really excited to have those back. And we'll give you more details on how that's going to work and how many toolkits we're going to be able to provide and all that good stuff in another month or so. We're still looking for funding that we feel is stable or significant enough to launch the adult incontinence supplies part of Fly and Dry. There's few things worse to me than starting something, having people relying on your service, and then having to say, sorry, we can't provide this anymore. We can't get X, Y, and Z. The adult products will be the most expensive products that we purchase and that we distribute. So we want to make sure that once we launch it live, that we're confident we won't have to interrupt the service and distribution ever for them. We want to make sure that we're reliable for your clients receiving those products. So I think we've got some good leads. We're really optimistic that earlier, or sooner rather than later this year, we'll be able to get that up and running and live.
Next up is a quick update with volunteering on behalf of Morgan, coordinates our volunteers. If you did a commitment this year to do volunteer hours as part of your partnership, we did extend that through February for anyone who didn't get a chance to do it in 2021. So that would satisfy last year's commitment. And for 2022, we wanted to introduce the idea that we are trying to launch, which is an advisory group of partners. We'd love to have a small group of you all who are interested in sharing feedback, figuring out how we can improve partnership. Any other ideas? Sky's the limit in terms of where you think this could go. But we'd love to hear from you. So that would look like we're envisioning quarterly meetings, once every few months, and a few emails and perhaps some surveys we would send to you throughout the year. And that would satisfy that if your agency committed to a 10-hour volunteer commitment for the year, that would satisfy that commitment. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to shoot me an email. Also, it'll be on the partner agreement form as a question there, saying, gives you a chance to indicate if you're interested. So depending on how many folks we have interested, we'll hopefully be able to have everybody who wants to be part of that. And I'll talk more about that agreement form a little bit later.
Yeah, if you've ever thought to yourself, this could be done so much better than how you people are already doing it, and I've got all these ideas, this is the advisory committee for you. We would love to hear it all, good, bad, ugly. So development was covered. This is also exactly the same ask as last year. It's really pretty simple to add us into program grant requests related to diapers or period supplies as an incentive to your clients. We've got lots of data, lots of stories, lots of specific language and strategy to help craft these requests. We're happy to help write them, write our section of them. But in the scheme of an overall program budget, adding in even $1,000 to $2,000 for client incentives that comes to us makes a huge difference added up over time. So if that's something that you want to talk more about, if this is something that you can share with your development people or make the connection between our and your equivalents, it would be fantastic. Other diaper banks across the country have really formed some pretty cool relationships doing this. And as we grow and look to become more strategic and targeted in who we partner with and where diapers are going and how we can make a deeper impact in the community, this is one way to make that happen. So reach out if you've got any questions about that.
Next up, I'm going to jump into a little more of the nuts and bolts stuff, working as a partner with us. Some of this will be stuff you already know, but I want to make sure everybody's got eyes on what we've set up recently, so everybody's familiar. So the partner updates webpage, I have turned into our hub for our partners. So anything you need should be there, and if it's not, let me know and I'll get it on there. So we are doing partner updates. It's like a blog, the 1st and 15th of every month. And so that's how we are sending our messages to you. We're not going to send out emails. We don't want to, fill up your inbox with that kind of stuff. It's also tough for us to maintain a current email list when stuff changes hands. So instead of that, we have this subscribe option on the page, and that'll send you a notification soon after every time I post one of those updates. So this is what the page looks like. Let me go ahead and click through to it here. So this is our partner agency news and updates. And I'm going to put this in the chat, make it easy if folks want to look at it themselves. So right now, you see, if you've been on it recently, I've added a couple of new buttons to the top. This is where I'm putting all our links. It's getting a little crowded, but it should be just about everything you need up there. These two at the top are the things that are coming due soon for our partners. So by the end of this month, we've got our partnership agreement that's on Neon, which we used last year for both of these things. If you need any help getting logged into Neon, if you can't get through the password reset thing, just give me an email and I can set you up with that, make sure everything's up to date. And then right here is our annual report link. And that is it's on Google Forms this year, and it should be fairly easy to use. If you're using the Google account when you do it, a Google email address, you should be able to save it and come back to it. If you're not able to do that, you can use this right here. It says optional report worksheet. And that is a link to an Excel spreadsheet, which has all the same questions that are on the report. If you want to pull it all together all at once and take your time doing it and then go and fill the report out all at once, then you can use that sheet. That's just there in case that's helpful for you. I also have just added a Sweet Cheeks cheat sheet, mainly because it's fun to say. And I'm going to go ahead and click that for you. And you should see here, I've got this sheet that can be used as like I said, a cheat sheet. It's got all the basic requirements, and picturing this sheet as something that if you're changing hands of who's responsible for this partnership, you could put this in their hand and they should be able to figure out what to do. If you don't have time to train, because I know that happens. And then they can follow up with us and on the website and things like that. We also have our important dates, which we'll go over a bit later in the presentation. I'm going to close that. And then we just added the client application, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then these other buttons I've had up here for already before. The order and pickup schedule is current. That's for 2022. Partner agency manual is here. And I will keep all these things. If there's any changes, I will put a fresh copy up here so that it has the most up-to-date version. So I just clicked the partner agency manual link, and that opens a PDF, or it'll download it for you, however it's set up for your computer. When you open it up, you'll see a table of contents. It's a bit more organized. It should be easier to find what you need. And I tried to mark anything that's new this year with our little pig, Morty. And you can click through on this table of contents to find those things. For example, our outcome slips here, I clicked it, takes us down there, and here they are in Spanish and English. And then you can click back to your table of contents. So just trying to make it as easy to find everything as possible. And other than that, back here on the partner agency updates page, we've got your partner base ordering login, and your partner agency, the Neon login, which is where that partnership agreement is. So you can click that for the agreement here. So I just want to make sure. Oh, and then to the right here is the subscribe function that I added in. You can put your email address in here. It'll send you a confirmation email, and then you'll get those notifications. So other than that, below that is all of these blog posts that we're doing twice a month. So we're hoping if you don't get those notifications, that you check in here twice a month and see what's new, and if there's anything we need from you or anything you should know about regarding pickups or ordering, anything like that. So I'm going to click back to our presentation here. And if there's any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat there. Next up is that annual agency report, which is what I mentioned. It is through Google Forms this year. There's that link that I showed you. This is how we are able to track our outcomes and output, at our impact on the community. And we report these when we do our reporting to the national network, things like that. The only way we can get that information is from you. So it's really important, and we really appreciate it. We know it's not easy to track all this and report it out to us. And happy to answer any questions along the way on how that works. It is mandatory. It is due by the end of February. And I'm going to click back over and show you. That's this one here to the right, due 2/28/21 annual report. I'll go ahead and click it. This is how it looks. It's a Google form. You'll fill out each page and click through. And like I said, you can use this worksheet if you'd like to beforehand.
And so, Nick, I was going to jump in real quick, and just to let you all know that all the data that you provide to us, we have to report up to the National Diaper Bank network. So we're not just thinking this would be fun to just accumulate all this information from you and sit on it. Like, it has to go back to the national network as well, so that they know what they need to know for their reporting and their fundraising and everything else. So it's super important. The national network is about to release their annual report. So for the most part, we expect that this will stay the same year over year, but depending on what different things the network starts asking us for, we might have to tweak things here or there, but we're trying to keep it as easy and streamlined and consistent as possible for you. But it's definitely, I have to do the same reporting, but just an aggregate of all of your information. So we get it. It's not the most fun part of our relationship, but we appreciate you all doing it for us.
And the other deadline coming up here is the annual partnership renewal. So assuming you want to continue partnering with us, we do need that this 2022 partnership agreement, which is on Neon. That link that's the other link there, due 1/31/21 partnership agreement. That'll have those questions of which tier level, which is the fee and volunteer commitment and other commitments that you want to elect to do. Once that's submitted, we will start sending out the invoice for the corresponding fee, and that'll come through QuickBooks. And all that has not changed since last year. We're using the exact same fee structure, exact same, all that stuff is the same. So there shouldn't be any surprises there. And then from that invoice date, you've got a little bit of time, 120 days to submit that to us. And from here, I did want to do a bit of an update and walkthrough of Partner Base, which is the ordering. For all of you who are ordering every month or frequently, you obviously know how to do it, but I figure it doesn't hurt because it does change. It has changed a little bit in the way it looks. And I know there was a bit of confusion, so I did want to put eyes on that. And the procedure for ordering is outlined pretty clearly in the manual. So if you forget, it has a walkthrough there with screenshots and everything that hopefully is useful if you need help with that. So, but I do want to go ahead and pop over to that. So I just clicked on the link on the updates page. You can watch me log in. Whoop. So your dashboard should look like this. It has changed a bit. If you haven't been on in a while, it looks a little bit differently, but the basic function should be about the same. You've got this make a request. You've got 3 different ways to make a request. These all submit the same order to us. It looks the same on our end, but it depends on what's most useful for you. So quantity is where you order by the number of diapers, and you do 50 diapers per child. So I'll do a quick example, and I apologize for those who this is way old news for you, but I figure it's better to do it than not. So if you're, ordering size 1 diapers for 2 kids, you'd be ordering 100 diapers. So it's the number times 50, and you're ordering by quantity. That's the number of individual diapers. Don't think about bundles. That doesn't help. And then these comments here, however you're ordering, if you put comments here, we will see them. If you have any particular questions or requests or anything, other than emailing me, this is a good way to connect a message to your request. So I'm going to cancel this one. So that's quantity. Number of individuals is the next most common way to do it. That takes the math out of it. Say you're doing an order for those same 2 kids, getting size 1. Number of individuals is 2. It'll do the math. It'll order 100 diapers, and you'll get those. So, and otherwise, it's all the same. So, for either type of form, you just add another item and keep going down the list. So that's the order. And then, if your agency doesn't have a way to track the families that you serve, or the children that you serve, you have the option to use this tool to track those families. So you can actually add them in here, add families in. You can order diapers for specific families. And it comes through to us just like a diaper order, just like any other order. But if this is useful for you to use that, that's another option. I won't go too deep into it. I don't know that many folks use that, but feel free to reach out if you want to learn more about that. Other than that, this My Organization tab is where we can go to see your contact information, and we will be checking in with everybody in a month or 2 to ask everybody to re-up this. It's basically just updating that contact information. So it should be easy enough, but we'll prompt you when the time comes in a couple of months, and that's where you'll go for that. So I think that's just the basics for partner base there. Going back to, and like it says here, we plan to recertify. That just means asking you to update that information in partner base. Moving on from that, a couple of procedure updates. I think I'm passing this off to Megan for this. Oh no, actually this is me, sorry. Partner agencies are responsible for monitoring the caps. So when you sign up for those tiers, it indicates how many diapers you are planning to use. So we ask you to keep an eye on that, make sure you're not exceeding that number. And if you would like to change tiers or anything like that, you can let us know. We can work it out. And then just a reminder that if you're missing a pickup, just shoot me an email and let me know what's going on. We can work with you, but if we don't hear from you within 24 hours of a missed pickup, we'll be putting those back into inventory so we can use them for different orders. And then just a reminder, a request to consider those commitments that you're putting on your annual agreement, and following through on any diaper drives that you're signed up for, as well as the client stories and highlighting us, those kinds of things. It is really helpful to get our name out there, and also to hear from you what the impact that this is having, things like that. From there, we've got most of you, if you do our pickups, you know that I've started doing this bag return procedure. We are asking everybody just to make sure to collect those big laundry bags that we use and bring them back at the pickup as soon as you're done with them at the next pickup. No need to stress over it. If they're still using the bags, it's fine, but just we want to try to make the number of bags going out match a little closer to the number of bags coming in, because we do have to reorder those when they disappear. And we're asking folks just to do a quick count of the bags you're bringing in, throw them in this blue bin, and right next to your agency name with a dry erase marker. Just let us know how many you're bringing back. That's a big help. Next up is the client surveys and outcome slips. A lot of you are awesome at doing these little surveys. It's that 1/3 sheet survey that we're talking about, and they are available in the partner manual. You can print the page out. It's in English, Spanish, and Nepali. You can print the page out, cut it in thirds, and we do ask that that's done for every new every new client that comes in to get diapers, that you complete that survey. And then twice a year, we're shooting for May and November to remind everyone to do that little survey with everybody that comes in for diapers or that you serve with those products. We are hoping to create an online version of this, in which point I will make a new version that has a QR code, and that'll reduce contact in terms of COVID, things like that, and also hopefully make it a little easier logistically than tracking all these papers. So that'll be another option for you. And I will put the word out on the updates page when that is launched. Looks like the question is, does a client complete each time? So no, you would only need to do the survey the first time. And then the May and November is anyone that comes in that month. So if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm answering the question well. Okay, thanks. And then the next thing, we are getting this back out there. This form is the agency client application. There was an older version of this that a lot of our partners were using. We are asking everyone to restart using this if they haven't been. The main important part of this form is to complete it with every new client when you start with them. And the emphasis is on the bottom section of it, which is basically a liability waiver and an agreement to the terms of receiving diapers through this program. So we don't ever need to see this form from you, because we are asking you to just keep it on file in case that liability waiver becomes necessary in that unfortunate case. But we are asking everybody to complete this form, at least this bottom section, and keep that on file. If the upper section is useful for you in terms of the way you track your client information, if you can use that as well. But if you already have a database or a different form, we're not trying to make a bunch of extra work. You already have that information somewhere else. That's not necessary. But the main thing, like I said, is that liability section at the bottom. This is available. I'm going to click back over to the partner agency news and updates page. The client app PDF. I just added this. Hope it works. It worked. So there it is, a PDF of that. That's the English version. We've got it in Spanish and Nepali in the partner agency manual, which is also available as one of those links. If you need a dedicated PDF of those languages, I'm happy to send that to you. Okay, I think that covers that. And moving on to the economic impact study updates.
So this has been going on for probably a good 8 months now. We talked about it last year at this meeting that it was going to be starting, and we've had many of you sign on to help us with this. We're about halfway to the 300 surveys that the researchers need from us to feel that they have enough data from our region to give us a solid report on the economic impact of what we do here in the community. And we're part of the pilot with the National Diaper Bank Network, where there's diaper banks and basic needs banks all over the country that are piloting this right now, and then will be rolled out to all 330 something basic needs banks that are in the network later this year, hopefully. So if this is something where you are participating and you haven't turned in your surveys yet, if you could work on those, that would be great. They did extend the deadline, I believe, till spring. So I think we've got another 2 to 3 months to get all of our data in. If you're interested in learning more about it, participating, doing a couple surveys with your clients, we'd happily take anybody else that wants to help us. We do have quite a few surveys that we still need to turn in. And I think that's it. We'll be able to use this data in a lot of really interesting ways, and it'll help if you need it as well to show the impact that providing diapers and other basic hygiene items to your clients has, not just on their well-being, but on our community and the economics of our community as a whole. So pretty exciting stuff. And it's what's even better is that we get to do this for free. It usually costs thousands and thousands of dollars to have an entity do an economic impact study for you, but the network decided to do it at a national level. So we'll get the national data and we'll get our local data here once we get in all of our surveys. So thank you for those of you who are already participating and are working on your surveys. And if this is something that you want to learn more about, or maybe jump in and do a few with your clients, we'd be happy to have you, and you can just reach out to me and I'll get you started. Let's see here. We have some big goals this year, very exciting stuff. This was a goal for last year, and now it's still a goal for this year. We want to get Fly and Dry officially launched live. We know this is a huge need in our community to get seniors incontinence supplies. This is still way ahead of our schedule by a couple years than what we had expected, but the pandemic kind of pushed us along. The partner advisory group, we're really excited about this. We love making things easier and better for all of you because we value all of our partnerships and relationships with you. We would not exist and be able to do this without you all on the front line and getting these things out to your clients. So if you've got lots of opinions and thoughts, this is the place for you. We are looking at adding staff this year. Most likely it will be someone with warehousing and administrative, and that's kind of tied to us getting a truck so that we can facilitate offsite wrapping events and be able to offer delivery of your orders to you for the first time. So I know for some of you that will be huge to be able to have things delivered to you. Yes, Angela, I see you clapping. And the mobile diaper wrapping events is something we've had in the works since the very beginning of 2020. So you can guess how well that went. It went nowhere until December, just this past month. We finally had our first offsite wrapping event at Mad Tree with an accounting firm. It was great. We're really excited to keep these going. They're great for larger companies or companies that want to do something on site for a part of a bigger give back day or offsite at a kind of a retreat day. So those are underway now. And we're excited that we feel really confident we're going to be able to add more partner agencies this year. We've kind of had any new partners on pause while we just kind of figured out what things were going to look like, how things were going to go, but feeling pretty confident that we're going to have more partner agencies added this year and broaden our reach and deepen our reach in some communities as well. So once we figure out what that process is going to look like, it's definitely going to be more strategic than it ever has before. We'll kind of keep you on the loop. And we're also going to put together a media kit for our partners just to make it easy for you to have access to our logos and our branding, and for when you're sharing on social media or putting us on your website or newsletter in your newsletters, and also some guidelines on how to talk about our relationship and to describe to others how we work together and how to describe our program at your organization. So that, when it's ready, I'm sure will be on Nick's updates page. So you're not going to have to go anywhere separate. Everything that you need will continue to be on that webpage for you to make it as easy as possible.
And I gave you a glimpse of these dates earlier on that cheat sheet. In addition to today, which is a very important day, just having a touch point here to talk to all of you the first week of January. The rest of the year is laid out here, obviously not including, monthly ordering and pickup and all that. So as you know, end of January, the partner agreement, end of February, annual report. And then in March, or once those partner agreements are in, we'll start sending out those invoices. Then, as I mentioned, in March and April, we'll be asking to update your partner base contact info, that'll go out to you. And then, as I mentioned, May and November, the client survey months, we will be prompting as well in those updates to go ahead and do the surveys with all your clients. And then by July 1, those fees should be coming in by then. So that's the major touch points for the year. We just wanted to have those all in one place. So that covers, I think, everything we wanted to go through. Look at that. We got it down to 45 minutes here. So we really appreciate your time, and we want to hear your questions or complaints or ideas. If there's anything on your mind, what do you got for us?
Hi, can I ask a question? My name is Kelly Pittenger. I'm with NKU.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, how you doing? So I am a MSW student here, and we with the COVID change and everything, we were having trouble getting rid of the diapers. So we did a little pop-up table over by the Early Learning Childhood Center and really started getting a lot of people to utilize them and take them. But I'm just wondering, what else could we do to get this advertisement out there? And I have a small child, and I didn't know about it till the end of my bachelor's. As you know, I know that I don't really know where it's advertised. I guess I would be asking. I need to throw the PAC program here, and NKU does, but how else would we get word out so that people can utilize this? Because I know it would really help a lot of people.
So it's really we count on our partner agencies to kind of spread the word with their clients, because we don't distribute directly to the client. So our advertising about it really is, check out our website and look at our partner agencies page and get connected with someone close to you or near you, because otherwise we get calls with people wanting us to connect them to specific agencies or to help them find someplace, and we just don't have the capacity to basically be a 2-on-1 for diapers. But also, if anybody else has ideas or success with this, with how you've helped to get the word out with your clients, feel free to jump in, because this is not something that we have real experience with because we don't have clients coming here. But so the question just came in, because there's flow. Everyone, I'm sure, is experiencing slow month, but we know you all are, because we've seen it in our distribution numbers and ordering numbers through agencies have really ebbed and flowed over the past year and a half, more than ever before. So we know you guys are having some weird months. But the question was, can we give out more diapers per person if there's slow months? We keep it at the 50 diapers a month so that all of our data matches the impact of that 50 diapers a month. It's a number backed by research that fills in the gap between what families need and what they can actually get. about 12 diapers a month is what, or 12 diapers a week on average is what people are missing. Some need more, some need less, but that's why there's that 50 diapers a month number. We aren't on 211 because we don't want clients contacting us directly to get connected to all of you. We want them coming directly to you. We have honestly found that word of mouth among people that are getting the diapers is how it spreads fastest. Somebody's able to get diapers that they need, and it just seems to spread quickly. You can go ahead, Kelly.
Okay, so like for here, when we went to the COVID, the diapers came into the fuel NKU into the pantry before they were distributed through the daycare. So we weren't moving them at all. And then the past few months, we started moving them like crazy because I put a little pop-up booth over there and advertised at the Early Learning Child Center, which I guess a lot of parents don't know about unless they join the Parents and Attending College where they do advertise. So I guess my question would be, like, I know the partners are maybe trying to get the word out there in different ways because, you know, everything's changed. But like, say somebody, I don't know, you know, that lives next door to me found out about this program, or I told them about this program. Like, how do you advertise to other people like that? How do they get involved, and how would they find a partner close to them?
Are you talking about like other agencies
Like,
be partners?
No, like just say a young mother, you know, like in my apartment buildings, you know, was really needing help with diapers and stuff like that. And she, I mean, not many places do that, you know, so how would you connect them with a partner and, you know, to get the use out of you?
So we direct people to our website. There's a partner agencies page where everyone is listed. All of you are listed on a map. So people can search, and there's a little blurb as well. There's contact information. It's on a physical map so people can see how close they are. And there's usually a little bit of information about the program that our diapers are part of, so people can easily kind of weed out if it's an agency or program that would fit for them or not.
Okay, I do remember seeing that when you were going through it. I apologize. Thank you.
No, you're good. You're good. And there's some other good thoughts in the comments as well.
Okay.
Questions from anybody else about anything that we've gone over?
Or has anybody had any success or new ideas that you've been doing in your own agencies in regards to this that you'd like to share with everybody else? Feel free to chime in.
Hi, my name is Latasha Hambrick. I'm with Cradle Cincinnati Connections, and I just have a question about ordering diapers. So our agency, we don't give out diapers every month. We like give them out like for emergencies, like only. So in the order form, is there a place to just order a multiple amount of diapers without putting down like the kids or like an adult or whatever?
Let me go ahead. If you're seeing the screen sharing, I can go back in there. Actually, I have to relog in, I think, to see if I'm still in. So the I think you'd want to just use the quantity. It'll always be packages of 25. It's 2 packages per child for a month. So you can order, you know, the amount that you think you need in terms of that. So it doesn't, you know, in your case, it sounds like it doesn't need to be an exact number of kids that you're thinking of, but that's, you know, an allotment for that amount of kids or whatever you think you need. So it would be 50 diapers per child, if that makes sense. So I think, you know, the ordering would still be the same. You just have to estimate your need for that month.
So when I
Nick,
go
with
into
that,
quantity,
Sorry.
so I would go into quantity instead of child or individual.
Yeah, I wouldn't use child in that case because that is, that's where it's actually based on if you entered in families and children's names in there, which is not required to do. That's only there if it's useful for you. You would, whichever way you want, it's the ordering is the same. Either quantity or individuals. It's just that number of individuals does the math for you, and that'll just put in the number of people you think you'll be giving it to of each size, right? So if you do number of individuals and do all the different sizes, but you think you need enough for 5 kids who wear size 2, you do 5. So that would be 250 diapers, if that makes sense. Okay. Oh, we got hands raised. Go ahead.
I think Kelly's hand might be left over.
Oh, I can. Is that Ms. Nelson?
Sorry.
You're good.
can you hear? Can you hear me?
There you are. Yep, we can hear you now.
I don't know why my eyes just put me on driving mode, but I'm not driving anymore, so forgive me. But I just want to first say thank you, Nick, for being the support you've been for me. I'm with Don Community High School, but I just want to confirm kind of what you kind of said to me in the email. Because like you said, the numbers don't change. It's just the way it's kind of implemented. Because you said, do I want the numbers? So all I have to do is, it's 50 Pampers per person. So if I got 14 students that need it, I'll use it 50 times 14, correct?
That's right. Yeah, that's if you're using that quantity order form.
Okay, now
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I just want to say thank you for that because I don't know. I don't know if because the way we used to do it, I don't know if the system kind of changed a little bit. That's kind of had me a little confused. So
Sure.
that's
Yeah, and that's you're not the only one who's been confused by that. And the fact that there are 2 different ways to order it almost makes it more complicated, or 3 different ways. But yeah, that's quantity is by actual number of diapers, and 50 diapers per person. And yeah, individuals is number of individuals.
sizes.
Yeah.
So if I got 12 girls of these size 1, I do
Right.
12 moms times 50. Okay, thank you so much. And just to the other lady who was talking about marketing, forgive me that I don't remember your name. For me, with keeping teen moms in school, I just go to all the clinics, and I just put our information there, and I get so many calls. I mean, that's just let them know what we offer here. So, I mean, it's up to you how you want to do your advertisement, but that's kind of how I do mine. I do my own and just kind of put on my pamphlet who we partner with, and I get different kind of calls from there. For my flyers, going to all the teen clinics and also going to teen clinics and also going to the WIC offices. So just kind of going to the places that where moms may be at is
Yeah.
always beneficial, just to kind of put some type of, not so much sweet cheeks, but your advertisement information out there to contact you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I did that at the ELC is the early learning child, the care at the NKU. So I did do a booth and like flyers over there. That's where I was trying to, I guess I'll just have to kind of like go around the school and advertise how you do. Just kind of put the name out there and bring some flyers around with me.
Yeah, bring some flyers around what you posted up, say what you offer. And you can, if you kind of put that in your advertisement, wherever it be a flyer, or whatever, people will just call you just after reading that, because there's people need help. And so that's just a benefit there too. So again, but I want to say thank you again, Nick. Thank you, welcome. But thank you again, Nick, for being patient with me. I greatly appreciate you. And also you as well, Megan.
Yeah, anytime. Happy to answer questions whenever you got them.
And you guys can always email us too if you don't want to bring up anything on this with everybody. And hopefully this will be the last remote one that we have, and we'll be back to in person and donuts and coffee at the warehouse next year. And if you want to come visit check everything out here. If you've never been, we'd love to have you as well. You don't have to wait until next January.
Ms. Nelson, could you check your the chat for me, please? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, thank you all so much. I'm going to hang out on here. If anybody wants to stay and ask any more technical questions or anything else, feel free to hang out. Otherwise, thank you once again, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you for your services and all your help.
Likewise.
You.
Bye. Have a good day.
Take care.
Hi. I haven't
Hi,
been
Angela.
on Neon in a while, and I may have forgotten my password and all that stuff.
I'd be surprised if you didn't. And that's that's what I'm expecting. Plenty of folks to be asking about that. So if you could send me an email to that effect, and then I can send you your username and stuff. I can just look at your account and send your username.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that because I have like 3 other programs that I'm doing.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a lot to track.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no,
Thank
that's easy
you.
enough. Just reach out. Cool. Thank you.
Hey, Megan.
Good to see you.
You too.
Hi.
Hey.
Megan, I just sent you a chat, but when you were talking about like the adult products, were you referring to like adult diapers?
Yep.
Okay, we have a lot, and I kind of kept those because we do have some families who have older children who are special needs. So I keep those around, or I thought they would be useful for those children, kind of older children, but most of the kids are still pretty small developmentally, so they can't really use them. We have a lot of those if you want me to donate them to Sweet Cheeks.
We'd love to have them. Yeah.
Okay. It's like a lot. So
And let me put Abby's email in the chat for you.
Okay.
And if you want to email her, she can help coordinate getting them from you / to us.
okay, yeah, I'd be happy to drop those off just whenever.
Yep. Yep. I just sent you Abby's email, and she'll coordinate a time for you to drop off. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya. Anybody else on there waiting to chat?
I'm thinking no. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and jump off.
All right.